So Grimsby Town, after 5 long seasons, have reached the pinnacle, the Premier League. With Adam Lallana in charge and me as the owner, the sky is the limit as we have to keep going. In terms of money, we have got a new sponsor, so Adam will want players, but I want something else. I want to revamp the home stadium as the sponsors ask, making it Prem-worthy. As yes, people, firstly, we do have a new kit. We are in the Premier League, and I've got a new kit on. This is the Grimsby Town new 2024-25 kit, and I think it looks good. Perfect that it's here for the first episode in the Premier League, as I haven't seen the poll votes. They're not live by the time I'm recording this, but we do have the new kit. And as you can see, we are sponsored by Spotify, big on the kit, but big in the budget it gave us. Really liked the home kit and quite similar to last year's, because of course we did well last year, as we've got this grey away kit. And if you can see, there is pictures of the fans in the kit. Very low opacity on it, but they are there, as the home kit's this nice little dried out peach, and I think it mixes good with the other kits, as we didn't get a response from this Madame Lallana at the end of the last video when we told him we would be taking half of his budget, and that's 43 million for a new stadium, or 21.5, as yes, we're going to be changing it. Blundellpack will be no more in the Prem. Probably should have put it to a vote, as this is the stadium. I'm going to pick Ivy Lane, 30k capacity, and I don't like it too much, but we have to name the stadium the Spotify Stadium, as they're our new sponsor. And I really like the idea, although it's not fully Grimsby-like, having this very whitewashed stadium. No red seats like the old one, all white, but it gives it that modern feeling. And like Spotify have just paid for it. And we'll give it some nice stripes. We've got black and white checkered nets. I think that's perfect, right? So we have our ground sorted. Now it's just the players, as 23 million. And at this current time, Endo, I didn't include it, but has an extra 6-month deal here, allowing him to stay a little bit longer as our moneymaker if we were to sell his Matty Wolf. But I don't want to at the moment. We've got Kane Wilson at 80 now. We've got some good ratings, but we definitely need more of them, as I'm going to speak to Adam about our current side at the time being and what signings we should make if we want to stay in the Prem. Adam, we are building this Premier League team, and I apologise that I did take half the budget away. But at the same team, I think we've got quality players, and it's just about adding some other quality additions. Which he says, you're quite right, boss. I do like the new stadium. I think it was a good idea. Yes, it's took our money down, as the only real necessity is another midfielder, with Endo getting old and Charlie Savage just being injured. And yeah, I think that is probably a sensible option, because we've got Summers there, and we do have Casado, who doubles up as a right back. Maybe we need another one. And Thompson, well, it's not worked out great for him. I'd say I'd put him on the transfer list or loan list, but we've only got 27 players, and some still have to leave, as there's 2 straight away, 2 OGs as well, Toby Malarkey and Kieran Green, both going elsewhere. But still, I promised when we reach the Premier League, we can increase our scouting. We don't have much money, but I do want to buy 2 other scouts for in our system. If we can get better youth players, we can sell them for profit. So new scout Jane Langley, I am going to send to Spain. I'm not looking for anything in particular, just for some good players. Oliver Emil, our usual. I have got to send him to England. He's been so good there, and I'm just hoping he carries on to be. As finally, Vittorio Fontana. I'm sorry, mate. You're going to have to definitely leave Italy to go and scout South America, as I'm hoping that's improved our academy on the whole. I mean, some good players. Carlos Neves at 15. Not only is he 6'4", but he's definitely going to be a good centre-back. We don't get him for a year or until he turns 16, but that's a player to have, as the other one's Peter Shepherd. I'm going to promote and Morris. Try and get them out on loan. As speaking of loan, we've still got Ibrahim Bell, who doesn't look too cracking, and same with Harley Shields. We're going to be loan listing a lot, and we've still not made a signing, as I want to get onto our first game, which looks like it will be Brentford. And I can't lie, that's not the worst start at all. Brentford, then Arsenal, and then Bristol City, which could be an early 6-pointer, as an offer straight in for Dennis Undav. It's a decent bit of money, you know. At 30-year-old, but I am going to turn it down. We need the experience. A good bit of money for Ewan Summers. But as we know, we definitely need more defenders. And Austin Smith, he's our backup goalkeeper. No chance we sell him, as loads of offers for Undav, which I'm going to keep rejecting. I'm not going to sell that man. Or if I ever do, I think that money right there has got to be added to a lot more money and then spent on another striker. But of course we're not looking for a striker at this time. I said midfielder, and a backup one as Edouard Michui. Definitely said his name wrong, but from Southampton in Lallana's position, of course. 24, 76 rated. Shouldn't mind being put on the bench for a little while, so I think this man would be a shrewd signing, as I'm going to offer a little bit lower than his evaluation, because I don't want just one signing. I actually want to make a couple, and with a sell-on clause, that is absolutely fine, because he's going to be sat on our bench anyway. We might not have him for long, but we shouldn't think about getting rid of him, because he's just walking through the door. Our first Premier League signing is the Saints midfielder, and he's a lot younger than Endo, so he should do just fine. 8.3 million, fine. I don't mind paying that, as we need the players, and this man's an improvement on Thompson, so onto the bench he goes. Could touch the first team, but no, I'm going to swap Savage for Casado to start off with. That is an easy switch right there. That would be the team I start. Am I overly convinced? Probably not, I'll be honest with you. So we'll train him as a centre mid, hopefully boosts his rating, and search for other players as Harley Shields. Right, a player on the loan list from Bristol City. I kind of want to reject it just because it's Bristol. We don't have many players as it is, but I want to let that guy go. Not to a Premier League rival, though, as I think that would be stupid. Instead, into Miami. Well, if Messi's still there, maybe. Don't think he will be in 5 years' time, which it is currently now, and Roman Morris is going to FCU Craiova in Romania. Think that's a university team, as offers for Marko Milovanovic, 13 million from the Hammers. But no, he's not going, as Peter Shepherd. Well, do we actually need a third choice keeper in the Premier League? I don't know. I'm gonna lean towards no, though, so I will try and loan him out, get a bit of growth in him. Harley Shields, off your pot, mate, as they're finally starting to leave. And we are getting players out with no players coming back in. Worries me slightly. And of course, with our budget only being £11 million all year round, apart from if we sold someone, we have to be more smart with that. So what I've gone and done is scouted through free agents and found this man here, Hamza Chowdhury. Now, on the base, he's not a great player. He spent some years in the Championship, but right back, CDM, centre mid like Casado, but mostly right back, where we only have one player. So he's a versatile man who might not even make the bench, as I've found another one like that, but I don't think I'm going to sign him. Ben Mee. Wow. 17 pace on the man. If only he could have been just a little bit younger, but hey, Hamza, welcome to the Mariners. Can't wait to see the Afro going to and fro in the Premier League again, just like it did with Leicester, as we are getting closer to our Premier League opener, and that is concerning. Have we got enough into the squad already? Adam, what are you thinking? Do you think we can survive now? That's our only aim this year. Don't worry, nothing more. Boss, I think we could have survived with the team we had already. We've got to have some faith. These boys just got promoted. Okay, I like that optimism, but we still have 9 million. If you do want to spend it, the money is there on the table. As cheers, boss. I know you've always got my back as a manager, but I'll prove I might not need it. I'm giving this squad my all. I like it. He's trusting the squad we have, trusting Tham, trusting Summers, trusting Marriott, all whom are young or OGs, and trusting the bench we have. I mean, I don't mind it. I can't fault it. I mean, he's got money and he's still choosing not to spend it. As now Adam Lallana's bringing Matty Wolf in his office, an influential player in, of course, the first team squad. Matty, look, I know you've seen 2 players come in, one in a defensive position, but not challenging you. I wanted to speak about the players already here. What I saw in them playoffs was nothing but spectacular. So I think I can safely say I trust you lads already to put the effort in and get us surviving. So I am willing to spend all the money I have now on signing you lads up and giving you better contracts. As Matty says, well, boss, all I can say is thank you. I can't promise survival, of course, but I will give it my all in particular. I know Doug will at the side of me. He's a great friend. And yeah, I'll tell the lads, thank you for the pay increase. As it looks like news has filtered through the squad and there's only one player that doesn't have a new contract, Wataru Endo, who just signed another 6-month deal as the highest paid player, Dennis Undav, but he's proven to be worth it. And then it's the 2 new boys, Hamza and Edouard, who have got to prove themselves, both championship players, and both on decent money. As how has pre-season gone? Okay, mixed bag. We did actually beat Freiburg, another top tier side, and a draw with Getafe. We lost to Gladbach. I think that's the best we can actually expect. But still, there is better to come from this team, as Edouard, he does go up +2. So a little bit of a bargain hiding there in the championship. I'm glad we jumped on that one. 78 rating, and he is now challenging as one of the best players, the same age as Charlie Savage, but he's got that injury. So could he take over? You never know, he might have to start the first game if Savage still isn't fit. As I'm a few days before the Premier League begins with the ultimately beautiful graphics on show, and still getting bids for our 2 strikers we want to keep because we'll need goals in the Premier League. Goals on the counter-attack. As yes, if you thought we were going for anything but, we are still on the counter-attack and we need to pick our lineup soon. As any last-minute signings? Well, we've only got 5 million, which is enough for another transfer, but we won't be doing it right now. Instead, we'll be picking the team we've got to play, and Mishui, I don't get why he's unfit. As Savage is quite unfit, he's got no sharpness in the tank, but one player that has both energy and sharpness, Summers, our youth player. I might have to trust him. I'm going to put Dragus on the wing, and that's our starting Prem team. As here we go, let's see that new stadium. The bright white light absolutely blinds you and hopefully blinds our opposition. Matty Wolf has got a tifo on the start of his Premier League campaign. And the start of ours, of course. Thomas Frank is going to be the opposite manager. I love it. I do miss Blundell Park, though. Got that lower league feel. But, of course, we are a Premier League team. The graphic in the top corner, I absolutely love it all. As, come on, I'd love it more. If we got started against Brentford, it's not the most difficult start, but still, we need to win it, or of course get a draw at the minimum, as that pass, absolutely awful. But still, we're a counter-attacking team, so we don't do well with the ball at his feet on the normal transition, as here is Endo, though. He's going through onto the wing, and McAtee with a smart turn. John McAtee to put it to the back post towards Dragus. It might fall here, and it doesn't. Kyokra's getting the header away. Now, what a striker they have on their hands, as we need to try and stop him here. Matty Wolf with a good interception, and now we break away. It's Dennis Dragus turning away. Can we get someone down this right-hand side? We do, in Kane Wilson, and there's McAtee over the top. He turned and started running, but it didn't just fall to him, and he handled it on the edges. Gaia, a block from Wilson. It falls into Heinen, who we need to block off again. Endo doing very well. We're holding our own defensively, but can we be lethal on the attack? As McAtee, he's got round his man right here. Milovanovic is peeling off. John McAtee has gone and found him, and oh no. That was the counter-attack. I'm going to have to say it quietly, but I think we've been the better team. McAtee, Endo, it's now on to Summers. Ewan, can he try and find Dragus? Brilliant run by him, but Ethan Pinnock, like Wolf, an ex-Barnsley graduate who got a good block in, and Endo. I tell you what, for a man playing for his contract, he is really playing for his contract as Milovanovic around his man. Tries to whip it in. And a corner at home where we've been dominant in front of many more fans that would usually see the Grimsby games. Headed away from that though. Still, don't let them counter us, as they don't manage to. And I'm going to give it a mini fist bump, that half, because I think we've edged it. And of course, we're not losing here. All we need to do is survive, and we're proving we're worthy of maybe competing a little bit more than just survival in the bottom 3. Maybe dream higher, but it's 45 minutes against Brentford. Come on, don't chase. Just keep going properly. As there's a gap opened up here, and no, they're gonna get their one chance, but a good save by Jokin, who really had to make it, but still, oh dear, it's on the edge of the box, Doug Tharm. Brilliant little toe in there, and Summers to escape. If he's got round his man, which he has done perfectly, he's had a really good game. The youth player squeezing into the team as get there, please. No, McAtee. Quicker. Almost a chance, as I'm going to try and make changes. I'm going to make 3. Undav, Savage, and Marriott. We need a bit more pace and a bit more creativity. We can maybe get them into the game a little bit more, use a bit more pace as Marriott. Undav, make a move. Undav, right, is through here a little bit, of course. Maybe if he could cut inside, this could be a goal. Undav, he is inside, and all my days, we needed that to go in. A corner's a bit useless. We don't have our tall man on. Still, we'll whip this in, and we do win the header. And that was Kane Wilson, I believe. What an effort from the right back, as still, they've passed straight back to us. We are begging for a goal right here. Give these new fans that have finally got seats in the stadium something to celebrate, as Marriott turns, looking for Schmidt, who needs to just get past this last man. He snuck inside of him brilliantly. It's into Dennis Undav. He can't sort his feet out. And the referee somehow give a free kick after that. I don't really get it. 3 minutes now to defend. If we ain't gonna get 3 points, make sure we leave with 1 at this new stadium. As no, a ball through the middle. Oh my days, what an end-to-end first game, I've got to say. As head this away, please. Endo does quite well, but Nathan Collins on the edge. McAtee trying to read it. Still not gone. Carvalho, good save from Jokin, who's been solid. Whacked forward and headed on by Marriott, as our first game in the Premier League, of course, is a goalless one. As Adam, how do you think you did in the Premier League right there? Grimsby in the top tier. It's gonna be a big step up. Which Adam doesn't react very well to, saying, what is this agenda about Grimsby not making the step up? We have just fought in the playoffs against Watford, an ex-Premier League club with a lot of history in this division. We belong here. We shouldn't be looking down. We should be looking up. And there's good stuff in store for this team.